Your Majesties, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for always returning. Trust you and yours are well. And you are loving yourself and others like always. Many thanks to all of you for the support you give to the channel. Thank you so much to our channel members, to our anonymous supporters, to all of you, my esteemed subscribers. You love, celebrated, and appreciated. So it has been in the news for over a month now that Zimbabwe will pay 3.5 billion in US dollars in compensation to white farmers whose lands were seized under Robert Mugabe in the year 2000. And the process is ongoing, and it is sure that the government is going to pay this amount of money to this white settlers, white farmers. Okay. Is there anything wrong with it? No. Since the government feels that or they realize that they did wrong for over some decades now, and they need to, pay for that wrongdoing of theirs. It's commendable, and that is beautiful. And that is the melanated community for you. We always have the heart to, pay for the wrong that we do to other people. Mind you, we are not here to cause some hate between races, but we are here to analyze from the past what is happening, especially the relationship that some races have with each other. Okay, now that it is the black nation, now that it is a melanated community that has to pay a white community for some things done in the past, it's not circulating on the internet. You're not hearing melanated people coming to shout and say, we are not going to pay you because this is our land and we are the owner of this land. You are settlers, you just came here to settle, so we are not going to pay you. You wouldn't hear that. You're not even going to hear it. Like, if you never paid attention to local news in the continent of Africa, you wouldn't have known even that Zimbabwe is going to pay $3.5 billion to its white farmers. You would never know. It will just happen and it will be swept under the carpet. And that is it. Everywhere is good and everybody go with their daily activities. But the moment it is the white nation that is to pay a black nation, the moment it is a white nation that is to pay a melanated community, or paying a compensation or paying reparation, oh, the whole world is going to hear it, that they are going to pay a certain amount of money to this melanated community. They are going to pay this huge amount of money to this melanated community. And there you begin to hear, it is our land. It is our land. We are the owner of this place. We are just doing you some good. It's because we are good. It is because we are good and we are Jesus's brothers and sisters. That is why we want to do this good deed. But now that it is a melanated community paying this money, you are not going to hear it in any, mainstream media. Let's go into the news and hear what the news is saying, Your Majesty. Zimbabwe says it will compensate local and foreign white farmers who lost land and property more than 20 years ago in farm seizures meant to redress some of the wrongs of colonialism. Farm seizures meant to redress colonialism. So Mugabe took this land from these white farmers because he was redressing colonialism. So you came to settle and own lands, and then the sovereign nation said, this land you own, you're not supposed to own this land. Okay, looking at what you are doing to our brothers and sisters who are living in your land, you are not supposed to own this land. And Mugabe took back the land. Go back to your various homes. This is not your country. Go back to your country. Mugabe took back this land because he was trying to correct the wrongs of colonialism. You came and colonized a nation and settled. You force your way of life on this group of people. You unalive them in bloody wars. Bloody wars. Just mark that in your heart. Bloody wars. Now, these settlers didn't come to just settle free. Sometimes there are cases where our ancestors need to engage with them in bloody wars. You took out this land, make it your own, and Mugabe said you have to return. Return back to your home. This is not your land. And that was why the lands were taken in the first place. I hope we have that in our minds while we continue. About 4,000 white farmers lost their homes and swaths of land when the black majority country's then President Robert Mugabe launched the often chaotic redistribution program in 2000, which turned violent at times. It's gonna turn violence, of course, because the white supremacy would never want to let go. We are the owner of the world. We are the owner of your souls. Why should we leave this land? You see that mindset? So, of course, it's not just going to go down without a fight. It went down with a fight. Okay? Mugabe, who died in 2019, said it was aimed at addressing colonial-era land inequities after the Southern African nation gained independence from white minority rule in 1980. Your Majesties, this is it so far, and like I said, it's a beautiful thing that the government is paying back for the wrong they feel they have done to a certain group of people who is in their community. And it's commendable that this black nation, it's commendable that this melanated nation, this African nation is seeing that one has to be human. And we can still survive in this world where a lot of things have turned upside down. But the truth still remains before our faces. The truth is before our faces always that how fair we are to other races is not how fair they are to us. There is no reciprocation of fairness to the melanated people. And that is the essence of this.
The question I have for all of you, just close your eyes and think about your children, your grandchildren. Is this the world you want to leave behind for them? If the answer is no, then you need to have a serious conversation with the image in the mirror. Because it is the image in the mirror that must change. It is the image in the mirror that must understand that you are sick from this affliction of the legacy of slavery. You are not sick at home. You are not sick in the doctor's waiting room. You are not sick in the hospital ward. You are sick in the intensive care. How long are we going to continue to support other people's agendas? Those who stood up to fight during the civil rights movement, during the Pan-African days in Africa, civil rights in the United States, they were all silenced. We are emerging out of a period of 20 to 30 years where just nothing is going on. We are all fast asleep. When are we going to wake up? Reverend Al Sharpton is saying, the time to wake up is now. Reparations now. We know all the companies that benefited from slavery. We have their name. We have the list. They must pay. As we speak, many have pledged their contributions. Guess what's going to happen, my brothers and sisters? Because we are not organized, we will never realize those funds. And they will hide behind, oh, they are disorganized. They don't know what they are doing. I am now going to be asking Reverend Al Sharpton to lead us as we demand those reparations. We need to register a global Pan-African fund that can make sure that we have development in black communities where it belongs. Those funds must be organized. Those funds must be paid for. Reparations for black people now.
Communicating this to you today is to remind you that we always love the world. The melanated, the black people, the African people, whatever you call them, the Alkebulands, we always extend our hand. We always love the world. But what do we get in return? We get the opposite from the world. Your Majesties, has any melanated settling group around the world, has any melanated settlers around the world been compensated for the evil done to them? Look at our brothers and sisters in the US. I always use the African Americans as an example of the inhuman activities done to our people. It's not to create hate in our hearts. It's not to create enmity, but for us to understand the picture of the kind of world that we live in, that this world is unfair. So that you open your eyes widely, open your ears widely, and open your understanding to know that you got your backs. Nobody else does. I think I keep saying that here. If we do not love ourselves and unite, nobody is going to do that for us. Nobody. The level of the wrong and atrocities that have been done to melanated communities around the world, some you don't even hear of them. Mainstream medias don't even talk about majority of them. Some of them are swept under the carpet, and some, even if they are brought up, there will still be defense for those evil that they have done. They'll be defending the evil that they do to our people. But is it same with us? No. I'm not saying it should be same, because we are not the same. We have empathy, and that is the difference. We have sympathy, we have empathy, we can feel the pain of other people, and that is why we can't hurt other people just like that. Even when we do, when we're angry, we still realize and say, okay, this thing that we did is wrong, and then we make amends for it. But others will never do for us. The fact that we need to put in our heads every day and try to see that we unite as the melanated community and love ourselves as we should, because nobody is coming from anywhere to love us. This is for a fact. If we don't work out our salvation ourselves, if we don't love ourselves, if we don't help ourselves to grow, help ourselves to develop, then we are doing ourselves the wrong that we fear that other people will do to us. Leave your thoughts and opinion there at the section, and I will see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself, love others, stay safe, stay positive, always, Your Majesties. Bye for now.